First of all, Jeremy, congratulations on 10 years at Point of Rental.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
So, first of all, what were you doing before you got to Point of Rental?
Oh, wow. That was so long ago. It's becoming a faint memory.
Yeah.
I was in self-storage before then.
Okay.
I don't remember all the job duties because it's been so while.
Yeah.
But even before then, I lived in Oklahoma City back that time.
Okay. You are an Oklahoman, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm actually an Okie from Muskogee.
Oh, wow. That's very Oklahoman or Okie, I
It's
guess.
a Merle Haggard song.
Yes. Okay. So, you've been here 10 years. That's probably long enough that we can say that you've had a journey while at Point of Rental.
Yes.
How's your Point of Rental journey gone? What were you originally hired for?
I started out as our software support team, so I was basically a software support agent or a software support tech.
Yeah.
At that time, there was only 12 of us, and that included implementation. At that time, it was just support agents and trainers before implementation split off.
Yeah.
And I had this tiny little desk that was only enough room for a monitor and my laptop, and I had a trash can. And this is before we expanded to the other side of the old building at the time.
Okay. And what are some of the things you've done since then? I've seen you bounce around, have some different titles. I haven't been here for the full 10 years, but
yeah, I've worn a few hats. So my first 7 years was in software support. I got the opportunity to go to implementation and be an implementation specialist. Then the door opened up to be in our learning and development team as that department got to grow.
Mm-hmm.
I was a L&D trainer at that point, so I was handling a lot of internal trainings as well as building up an IoT program, instructor-led training. And then more recently, now I'm in consulting.
Okay. So now you're in consulting. How does that differ from what you were doing before?
So I get to build relationships with our customers. So not only get to train them on how to use our software, but also understand how they operate and build a workflow around their operation. And also just to get to know them better. I don't like to refer to our Point of Rental customers as customers anymore. I like to refer to anyone that comes on board as partners now.
Okay. I like that term. That's a good one. So what is it about consulting that kind of made you say like, yeah, you know what, that's kind of the direction I want to go? Or were you just recruited and they're like, Jeremy, you have to do this now?
I would say it's a combination of both. It is different, a different learning skill. Get to see the business side of things. So I get to learn how others operate, not just as their operations, and see how we can have our software wrapped around that. So it gave a little bit more of a learning journey.
Awesome. Now, what's your favorite part about working at Point of Rental?
That's actually hard. So we do have a lot.
You can have multiple reasons.
Yeah, we do have a lot of good perks. One of the best perks is the hybrid work model. So for those of us that do work in the office, we don't have to be here every day. We can, and some you probably have to come in the office for a couple of days, but the ability to work from home and also in the office actually is great. The camaraderie with a team and just cross team collaboration, learning from other people in other departments, being able to chat with everyone. And also our paid time off benefits are great too.
Good. So you have a good relationship with your people, not just in the consulting team, but still with support and all of that.
Absolutely. Develop friendships with several colleagues around here and getting to know everyone and just seeing how when I started, we had about maybe 30 employees total.
Yeah.
And now we're over 300 worldwide. That's a huge difference in 10 years.
Yeah, that definitely also makes it a little bit tougher to develop some of those new relationships. I guess how do you do it? How are you guys doing it?
Well, just being ourselves. So with me having help and support and also implementation, so I do know quite a few in prior lives. So just being myself and just talking with others.
Yeah.
And helping out when I can. I do like to help all the time. I do have a hard time saying no to anything.
Yeah. I imagine sometimes there's like, one person in support that you already know is helping a new person in support. And then it's like, let's go to Jeremy. And then it's like, okay, well, that helps build that connection as well.
Actually, that does happen.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. But it's okay. I like to help.
Yeah.
Any way I possibly can.
Good. Okay. One question I always ask new people that, you were obviously here for well before I started those new person interviews. What's something outside of work that you're really interested in? If someone were to walk up to you and, start a conversation, what's really going to get you excited to talk?
I will say, watch the front porch that I did, and you'll get that information.
I don't think you can watch it. I think we were only recording audio back in those days.
Or you can listen to it on your favorite broadcast stations.
Yes. Thank you for the plug. What's something that you're into like right now?
Well, we're about to be in, we're football season about to start. So fantasy football, also the Olympics is going on as we speak. So that's been an interest right now.
All right, good. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in the Olympics, but I don't know how long it's going to take to publish this. So I don't want to get too into what's going on right now.
Very true.
All right, Jeremy, what would you tell a new hire here at Point of Rental or yourself if you were coming in, if you were starting now?
That's a good question. Since I did get to train new hires as well, one thing I always said was, whatever you learn today, you're going to forget. That's just a guarantee. But you won't know everything within the first year. It's going to take time. There's going to be some struggles. You're going to need to learn to ask for help. And don't be afraid to ask questions. And it takes time. It does take time. And I even tell that to our partners that are coming on board to Point of Rental, the same thing. When you're going through implementation, them as a business have a million things going on. There's so many moving pieces when it comes to implementation. So stick to the basics. Everything will learn over time, but don't expect to learn everything in one sitting. That's just not going to happen. You may be able to pick up a few things. And then for us in Point of Rental, it's the same thing. No matter what department you're in, it's going to take time.
Yeah, that's why we have a support team, why we have all this documentation, so you can always just refresh and then
right. And then as technology grows, technology is constantly changing. Our software is constantly changing. So it is important to try to keep up with everything that's happening, but just don't expect to know it all at once.
Yes. There's no such thing as a know-it-all here.
This is true.
Because you can't. We're pretending that you're at an award ceremony. You're getting an award for, being here for 10 years. So who would you like to thank? You're up behind the podium. Who are you thanking for where you are today?
Oh, that's a good question. First, I'll start with David Jensen for actually hiring me to Point of Rental. Gave me learned a lot from him as I started my journey here. Also Joe White and Earl Sherman, because when I first started, I sat next to him. And funny stories, I bombarded them with questions every single call I had because I wasn't sure what the answer was. So thank them for tolerating me in all of my millions of questions. Hopefully those questions paid off.
Yeah, they must have been pretty okay questions because both of them are still around here. So you didn't drive any of them off. Yeah,
I did drive them off, and they also did rub me over after work. So I guess that's a positive. Also Frances Ellison, when she started, she slowly transitioned to be a manager. She challenged me in every way I could, taught me to think more logically, also try to be more confident. She helped build up the confidence I have. Also a shout out to Scott Williams because he's the one that inspired me to become a trainer because he told me I should be a trainer at the time.
Yeah. Was that one of those situations where it's like, I wasn't sure I believed in myself, but someone else believed in me, so that helped me?
No, I didn't think about being a trainer at all. Oh. He was like, hey, you're a good teacher. I was like, huh, okay. In the more simplified version of it. Okay. But yeah, so he encouraged me to venture into being a trainer.
Awesome. Is that everyone you want to thank? I just want to make sure you're not leaving someone out.
I know there's so many people to thank. Also, I'll give a special shout out to Courtney Morris because me and her always like to bounce ideas off each other. So we always like to feed off of each other at times. But as far as thanking, I know there's more to thank, but for now, I'm going to use that.
Okay, good, because there is a limited amount of time that we have here today. So
we have a limited amount of time? All right, here we
no.
go. Just kidding. Hey, I actually forgot to add two more people. So I do want to give a special thanks to Ed Hewitt for giving me the opportunity to work under him in learning and development and learning all the various teachings he gave me, because it actually made sense when I got transitioned over to consulting under Sean. And I do want to give a special thanks to Sean Conis as well for letting me to work under him in consulting. So thank you to Ed and Sean for letting me learn under you too.
All right. Well, thank you again for 10 years of being here at Point of Rental, serving people and, helping make their software experience better.
Thank you. And take care, everybody.
All right. 10 more years?
Maybe. If, let's just hope 10 plus more years we're going to hope for.
All right.